the rights that all humans born with, and the government have to be guaranteed all these rights. These rights?
Yeah.
Direitos?
Yes.
Okay. And do you feel you have all the human rights you need? It's a complicated subject because I think in nowhere all the humans has the rights we need. Most of place we feel with hungry or not guarantee the basics rights like the place where you live, or in Brazil mostly in security. We don't have security here, so no. We don't have. Nobody has.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, it's kind of complicated, right? As you said, even though we should have these human rights, it was written, I think, many years ago, like more than 10 years ago. It was those human rights were written, but even though nowadays we still don't have access to all of them, as you said. And Bianca,
Yeah.
how about you?
I agree with Gabriele. I think in the paper everything's beautiful, but the reality is a little bit different. Nowadays, I was thinking about what is happening in Uber with those humans. I don't know if you heard about,
Yeah.
but we have the rights of movement, and I don't feel safe in going to anywhere. So I don't think that I have this human rights right now, for example.
Yes, it's a really, how can I say, modern example you said, because it's happening now at this moment. And my sister was talking to me, I think yesterday or Sunday ago. A friend of her was talking about it. It happens to her, and it's really dangerous, you know. So uh, as you said, the problem with freedom, it's a human right, but we're not free to go everywhere anytime you want, let's say, right? Sometimes you are afraid to go out your house at night, for example. So it's really complicated. And Elio, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with all of you. I think human rights are the basic rights that every human being have to have to live a life with the minimum dignity. But I don't think we have it. We could see it in the last 2 years of the pandemic. People don't without minimum health assistance. Now, Bianca said about the freedom of walking in the streets. We don't have it. No, we don't have it. We don't have the basic human rights, and in general, I think.
Yes, I agree with everybody. What you said is really sad, right, Helio, about the COVID. Many people, they didn't have access to the human rights during the pandemic. It was, and also we saw in the news like the governors, they were stolen from people during the COVID, you know. So this is really a shame. And talking about me, I think you already said everything, because human rights are basically that, the rights that every single person have during their life, but I don't think anybody has access to all the human rights. I think some people have more access than others, but I don't think everybody has access to all of them. And okay, so Bianca, can you read the question number 2 for us, please?
Do you ever feel your human rights are being violated? How was it? If not, has any other people around you experienced it? I think we already answered this one. Yeah, I think that my human rights are being violated right now because of about this we already discussed it.
Okay, so we can go to question number 3 if you think you...
I don't know about the others.
I think it's repetitive, this question.
Yeah, because we gotta answer, right? I agree with you. So let's move to number 3.
Okay. Do you think some people in your country have more access to human rights than others? Yes, for sure. I have another example, like about human too, but the access to tampons, I don't know how to say. It's like observance.
Yes.
I think it's the most, but it's not all the girls that have access to these things, and it has a huge impact in education because these girls are not going to school when they are in the period. So I think this is a human right that is not reaching the poor people, maybe.
Yes, I found here I think the word is bad, and I agree with you. I agree. There was a really scandal in the news recently because our president didn't approve the law to give people. Yeah, so I think this is a nice example. I agree with you, Bianca. I think, for example, people from the northeast of Brazil, they don't have access to a lot of different human rights. I have been there in Pernambuco in March, and because my wife's family lives there, and you can see they don't have access to, sanitary conditions, things like that, sanitary services. So I think there are a lot of examples we can talk here, right? And Elio, how about you?
Sorry, it was muted. And I think that it's always said that people are equal before the law, but I don't agree with it. If you have more money to to hire a lawyer, you have the best access to the justice, and I think it all kinds of rights. It applies the same law, if you have money, you have access to housing, housing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Nowadays, more than other times, we can see the homeless in the streets. That the people without basic access to their human rights, it's just a few examples, but I think we don't have access to the basic human rights,
Yes, it's interesting when you said about the justice should be equal for everybody, but we usually see politicians, businessmen, and women that are so rich they have more access to justice.
Yeah, because they have money to deal with the bureaucracy of the justice, Uh,
Exactly. Yes. And Gabriele, how about you?
I agree with Bianca and Elliot. I don't think it's like the government just do human rights to some people, but in the inverted soul, because when you have much more money, you have access to a great place to live, access to water, to food, and these human rights, just to be a basic, become a privilege in our society, because how can I say that word? I don't remember. Desigualdade social.
I think it's an equality. I guess it's an equality. Social equality would be the opposite of that. So yeah, the lack of social equality, you know.
The lack of social equality.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it, I think.
Yes,
Basic human rights become a privilege, basically.
I like what you said, because it's basic that human rights are the privilege of few people. Only few people have access to all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Gabriele, would you read the question number 4 for us, please?
Sure. In your opinion, what human right is the most important? Oh my God. Oh, hard question.
Yes.
Most for me, and I think, I know you will choose one, but I think is one of them most important is equality of gender, because in our society, most of places don't have it, and I think is a human right that is hard to become basic, I think.
Yes, I agree with you. It's hard to choose between like
Yeah.
30. There are 30 rights, and to choose just only one is really hard. I will pass now. Bianca, how about you?
I think the most important human right is the access to a house, a quality house with sanitation.
Yes, it's really important. And when I went to the example I said, when I went there to Pernambuco, I saw some cities. It was really hard to live in that situation, and I think it's really important. And Elio, how about you?
For me, it's the right to life, the most important, and it's not even in Brazil. We see people nowadays dying in starvation. It's not a reality only in poor countries in Africa, you know. I
Yeah.
think it's the first right that should be I don't know how to say. It's the first one, I think, for me.
It's like the trivial, the fundamental, the basic,
Yeah,
right?
the
We should
basic
have
one.
access to that. Yes, it's so sad to see kids like in starvation situation, dying with no food, right? And in other situations, we see a lot of people like with a lot of food and a lot of money.
Or dying with diseases that can be treated or cured.
Yes,
It's very,
exactly.
it's very sad.
So sad. And so, in my case, I'm going to say another one. Just we have everybody talks about a different one. I will say, I think no torture and inhuman treatment, because I think it's also, as Ellie said, right? The starvation situation is really sad, and also torture and inhuman condition is also sad. Some people still nowadays suffer from this in like slavery conditions, things like that. So I think this is really important. Okay, Elio, can you read the question number 5?
Yeah. How can the world make sure human rights are protected? As we saw in the video, it is very difficult to make sure that that the human rights are being accomplished, because like an UN don't have any means to make it really be applied, you know. I think that it can be protected only by the people that are living this problem, you know, with movements, you know, changing the governments when it is something that the government could change, you know. I think it's the only way.
Yes, as you said, Bianca said at the beginning as well, that in the paper it's so easy, and we
Yeah.
saw this happening in the beginning of the war, because all the countries, they were like saying to Russia, stop the war, don't do it, it's like a crime, but they were doing the same way and nobody could do anything. So yeah, it's really complicated. And Bianca, how about you?
I think that the law we already have, but we need a have fiscalization. I don't know. This is the word.
Let me check, but I got your point. Yeah.
But you understand what I said.
Yes. Let's see. Supervision, surveillance.
Yes, have supervision. I think we have only to apply the law. We are not applying.
Exactly. We know what should be done, right?
Yes, but I don't think we know how to do it.
Exactly. And Gabriele, how about you?
Like in the video shows and what I study is very complicated, because United Nations almost interfering in the political of the country. But I think it's not just the United Nations have to do it, because like Helio says, we need to social movements, you need activism, I think.
Yes.
And we need to people to see what is going on and fight for the rights. I think the public, we need to do it. We don't need to expect others organizations or just the government do something. We need to movement to do something to change.
Yes, the time to act is now, right? And what you said is really important, Gabriele, because when the activists, they are really acting, they are doing something, right? They are the ones
Yeah.
that are fighting for the human rights. So we had a lot of examples like the Greenpeace, right? They protect the environment and things like that. So I agree with you. I think we need to act more. And as Bianca said as well, we need to supervise the politicians, the governors. As Elio said as well, we need to make sure the government do their part. And also we need to do our part as well. So I
Yeah.
think a bit of everybody said. Okay, Elio, can you read the question number, let's see, number
Yeah.
6?
Do you think everyone in the world will one day have granted the same human rights? Yeah, I'm optimistic. I think one day, yes. Don't know when, but I think and I hope one day everyone in the world have the same human rights. The only thing that we need is to act for it, no? You know, think more about the well-being of people and less in money, this stuff, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm also a positive person. I like to think this way. I think the humans, we can do what's needed if we fight together this war, to protect human rights and things like that. I think we can save the planet and also the humans. So I agree with you. Bianca, how about you?
As you already said, I think the moment to do something is now. And or we'll not have time for that. So I am not that hopeful. And I don't think uh, everyone will have the human rights one day. I think that there's a lot of powerful people in the world that are not interested on that. So I think it's very hard.
Yes. There are a lot of people, they are not interested, but also we have some like good examples. I don't know if you guys watched there is a documentary in Netflix about Bill Gates Foundation and the things he's actually doing
Yeah.
nowadays. And I think it's a good example. Like if many others billionaires could do the same, it would be really awesome.
Yeah.
And Gabriel.
Um, I would like to the one day should be like that, but I think it's very difficult, like Bianca says, and most of people no interested in that. And but I think someday we could most of people can be human rights, not all the people, but most of people, and to become a better place someday.
Yes, we need it to happen, right? But
Yeah.
let's wait and see and act. Let's act and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read the question number 7. And it's kind of a illusionary question. We have to dream about and imagine, okay? Just so imagine something and talk about it, okay? So in your opinion, how would the world be different if all the human rights were respected? So can you start, Bianca, please?
First, it would be great, but but I think that we would have to look for new fights. I think never will be peaceful. We'll always have something to fight for. So I don't think that one day all the fights will be over. I don't know, but it would be great.
Yeah, definitely it will be a better place, right?
It'd be a better place, and I think that uh, another human rights should be is the quality of life, the environmental quality. But uh, I f- I hope that this could be respected too, and the world would not over because the way we are, I am not hopeful.
Yes, interesting point of view. Maybe we are going to have the human rights 2.0, like the human rights
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, after the human rights comes the planet rights. I don't know.
Yes, nice. And Elio, how about you?
Definitely, it would be a better place to live with all human rights respected. And as Bianca said, we will have other fights.
Yes, I like to think that way because I think if that really happens, we will stop wasting time with those things like poverty, sanitary problems, things like that, and we'll be able to enjoy more our time to other things, more important things, care more about the planet, care more about the animals, things like that. So, yes.
Mm.
And Gabriele, how about you?
Mm, could be a peaceful place because we don't have peace nowadays. And I think we can open more space to development some things like the way of we eating or we lead to technology. I think could be more could be have more progress in that aspects, I think.
Yes, sure. I agree with you all. And I think maybe also other problems we have like nowadays will start getting solved because one thing is like connected to the other, right? So when we solve a problem, people will get more happy in their lives, so they will stop fighting to each other. And I think one thing is going to solve other problems. Okay, let's see. Gabriele, would you read number 8, please?
Number 8. Do religions respect human rights? Oh, polemic question.
Yeah, very polemic question.
And I think we don't have to how can I say generalizar?
Oh, nice. Let's see. You guys are really pushing hard for me tonight. So I think it's generalize.
Generalize.
Yeah.
I think we can generalize religions because we don't have 100 or more religions all around the world, and different way to see and this aspect, but some religions can disrespect human rights, and in I don't know exactly what religion, but I heard some things that we don't have to the basic to the direct to the right the right to live in some religions that like Satan, I don't know. And that can be a disrespect of human rights, but I think in general we can do that. They disrespect. I think some can disrespect, and some can respect too.
Yes, I like to see that way. You said, we cannot generalize and think that all single religion do it, and also we cannot judge or say, oh, this religion is bad, that is good, or whatever. But I think the religions, they kind of evolve with the time, so they are all the time evolving and growing. And I hope, as well as we said in the last question, the human rights can be, how would be the word, right? When all the human rights will be equal for everybody. I think the religions will have to evolve as well to get to that point. But I agree with you. I think some religions, they have to, how can I say, rethink some habits and some posture about some human rights. And Bianca, how about you?
I really don't know. I think I agree with you both. Some religions can be very extreme. So I don't think this is good. Maybe they should rethink some things. But there are other religions that are okay. There are, I don't know how to say. No, it's okay, but others are very extreme. But I don't know a lot about religion, so I don't know how to discuss very about it.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I think some religions, they are so extreme. Also, the people that follow this religion, they are called extremists. So yeah. And Elio, how about you?
I actually I think that most of religions they respect the human rights. They preach love. I think most of religions. The problem is some religious leaders, some people that follow that religion and they change the ways that they read the scriptures, but I think the religion, the doctrine itself, they respect the human rights, you know. The problem for me is not the religion itself. It's or maybe followers or some religious leaders. No.
Yes, I like what you said, and I think it's really interesting because the religion was created by the humans, and also it's followed in basically they are all the leaders are humans, and so maybe the problem is not the religion and the way or how can I say that, the beliefs of the religion, but also the people, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to question number 9, right? Can you read, Ellie, for us?
Do you always respect other people's rights? Yes, I try to respect other people's rights. As a simple guy, I don't have the power to unrespect, I think, you know.
Yes. So it's kind of difficult to think in all the moments of our lives if we all the single
Yeah,
moments we are following. But I think the idea of this question is like in general, as you said. So, and Bianca, how about you?
I'm trying to remember a moment that I didn't respect, but I can remember. I think I try to not to do to the others what I don't want to make. So I think I most of the time respect the other human rights.
Yes. So thank you. And Gabriele, how about you?
I think not a choice. We have to respect the others' humans' rights, and I think what the government or big companies mostly has the power of not respect the human rights in our society, and the effects in general, not a single person.
Yes, and it happens all the time. You can see like big companies, they mistreat people, the employers, you know. So also they are uh, polluting the environment, and this can impact many other people's lives. So I agree with you. In my case, I think I try as well, as you guys said. And it's not negotiate something we can negotiate, right? Oh, so I'm
Yeah.
going to negotiate and not respect. So we gotta do it. We must do it, and I think I do it as well. Uh, and if I fail with you guys, please tell me or type in the comments at the end, okay? I will try to fix it. Okay, so we only have one more question. Number 10. Are you interested in reading and watching news stories or about human rights? So in your daily, do you like this topic? Do you follow it? Okay. Can you start, Ellie?
yes, I'm interested. Nowadays, I don't like to read it so much because it makes me feel a little bit bad because we when you got this news on the internet, it is always when the human rights are being broken, you know. But I like to read to know what has happened about this subject.
Yes, what you said is kind of real because when you open the TV nowadays, it's something some right is going to be violated, something like that. But also on the other hand, it's really happy. I got really happy at least when I saw like some news talking about a startup is like solving this problem, helping the community. So I get really happy when I saw this as well. And
Mm.
Bianca, how about you?
I am the same as Elio. I think nowadays is a little hard to watch the TV, uh, most because the war in Ukraine. It's a feeling of impotence feeling. I don't know. Uh, we, I feel like I couldn't do anything, so it makes me feel very bad. So I sometimes I just don't watch.
Yes, I got you. I got you. Just like in the COVID, we only could see things like that in the TV, so it's really sad. And Gabriele, how about you?
And yeah, because in my area of international relations, I read a lot about it, and I participate to groups in activism and volunteering. So it's a topic that I see a lot.
Oh, really nice to know that. And would you like to do any merchandise about the groups you participate, please? Now is the time to act into.
And I was nowadays I don't participate more than my first projects in volunteering was in Refúgio 343 was to guarantee to how can I say refugiados
Really nice. Yes.
Work and a place to live. I has a group in Rio, but the group ends in Rio de Janeiro. But if someone wants to reunite and because I have so much
Contact.
I want so much do a new group.
To create, okay, yes. Oh, really nice, really nice idea, Gabriele. I know you talked about the refugiado. I don't know the foreigners. Maybe we can say that. I don't know the word.
Refugees.
Oh, thank you so much, Bruno. My wife, when she was finished the graduation as a in the university, a teacher asked her to go and help the people from Venezuela. You know, they were coming here to São Paulo, and I think it's really beautiful this idea. You know, to help people, and we need more groups like that.
And
okay.
The other group
There are many. There are another one. Please.
Is activism Anistia Internacional.
I heard.
You heard about it. Was global, but I participate in local in here, and that's the group not over. we do some movements, and we do some palestras too.
Like
I don't know how.
Yeah, meetings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some meetings, and that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your experience and also the groups. I would like to ask people from the other room, Bruna, Raisa, and Lucy. How was the conversation? First, Raisa, did you like it?
Yes, I like it, the conversation with Bruna and Lucy.
Oh, thank you so much.
I think this subject is good for talk. It's good for talk.
Oh, thank you so much. And Lucy, how about you? Did you like it?
Yes, I like it a lot. It was a deep conversation because those topics are very interesting. And I was trying to learn a little bit in this time to try just to have something to tell, you know, because sometimes we know, but we don't know that sometimes we don't have all the rights that was established, you know. But I love it. Thank you guys for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's also complicated because we sometimes we talk about it in Portuguese, but to express our feelings in English about this subject is kind of difficult. At least for me was, but I really enjoyed the conversation, and we had like a really nice time here in the main room. And Bruna, did you like it? How was the conversation?
I loved it. It's a nice theme. It was interesting. The girls shared a lot of nice stuff. You know, it was a pleasure talking to them. I learned a lot. I reflected a lot about this theme. You know, it's really important. We should talk about it more often. And yeah, it was amazing.
Okay, thank you so much, Bruno. Yes, we were talking here in the main room that we need to so you know we were divided. So me and Elio, we were like more positive about the future of the world, and Bianca and Gabriele, they were like more negative and say, oh, I don't think human rights will ever be, you know, for everybody. But it was really nice and I enjoyed a lot the conversation. So now I would like to share 2 links with you guys. The first one is the link of the live. So please go there and give us a thumbs up and comment if you like it, something like that. The other one is the survey. It's really important for me if you go there and give a score and say if you like it, the conversation, the subject, because we see all the comments you give us and it helps us to build a better platform, okay? And also would like to ask you guys to come and to visit our website, and if you like, you can book in the Plan Pro, so you can have unlimited access to all the conversations and things like that. It's really important and can also help the team. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next meetings. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Evening.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good night. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure.
Bye-bye.